So did you plug your computer in? Like, is it plugged in right now?
Yeah, but it's like
Is it
just won't
charging?
turn. No, it just won't. It just won't work. I don't know. I got to figure it out after this.
What do you mean you got to figure? What do you got to figure out about it? It,
Like I
it,
don't
it
know why they.
either it either turns on or it doesn't. It either charges or it doesn't. There's not a lot to figure out, is
Well, I
there?
got to figure out if there's a reason behind it, or if it's just
What
not gonna
what
work.
what reason would you find out?
I don't know.
What are you gonna go like? There, this is the reason it's not turning on. You're gonna figure that out.
Yeah.
How?
Dude, he's a Geek Squad member.
I
No,
don't know
he's
what
not.
that is.
No, I'm
So people
serious.
at Best Buy who like record or like fix your electronics.
No,
Never
I'm
been to
serious.
Best Buy?
This is. I don't. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on with it, man.
It's dead. You didn't have it plugged in.
Well, it's more than that.
It can't. What could it possibly be?
Okay, so I had it turned on. The mic was on. I was in.
This is my
You
producer.
know. I was
His
in.
computer died. Did you hear what he said before this? He says, I said the computer won't turn on. What more is there to it? He's all, well, it won't. There's a certain reason behind it. Like, well, what? How are you going to figure that out? How do you figure that out?
through the
Yeah, it seems
power.
like it's very binary. Like it
It
turns on or
is.
it doesn't.
That's what I said.
It's not. That's just not. It's not that simple.
It is though. I mean,
No, it's not.
so you've had this problem before.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so okay. Well, there you go. See, you didn't mention that. So what was
Okay,
the problem before? If you knew what the problem was, what's the problem now?
The problem now is I plugged it in, so the computer was plugged in, right? And then it says it's still on low battery mode as soon as I get in the freaking StreamYard thing.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, it
Right.
turns off. Turned
That's
right off.
that's it. That's all there is to it.
I mean, that's why I'm on my phone right now.
I think it needs a little more juice for it to handle like
Yeah, I think you
streaming,
just-
and then it'll
No, he's done it before.
no.
I think the computer just burnt out.
I doubt it. It's not
Did you get
even
him a
that
new
old of-
computer, Josh?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Along with the other, $4,000 I spent this week. He's all laughing. Dude,
Tennis chain?
dude, I don't even want to like. You have no fucking clue what's going on here, but it's a lot of. I mean, I shouldn't even because there's a lot of stuff going on. Peyton,
Oh, we can't say shit on here?
You can.
Oh,
Yeah, why not?
okay.
I mean, I'm
I
sure
can stop
You can say
myself.
shit.
It's not like I'm a big cursor.
you can cut. I don't care if you cuss.
Okay.
But
Just getting my lay of the land.
well,
Yeah, you've
lay
never
the.
been on here before.
All right, Peyton, you sound like you're in a toilet, so just relax.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe he is.
Less is more, my friend. If your mic's not working and your computer's not working.
Okay, I'm gonna figure it out.
Well, all right, then why don't you mute up until you do,
All right.
and then when you need to say something, chime in. Turn your mic on.
Okay.
All right. Okay, welcome to the No Big Deal. I don't know if it's the No Big Deal podcast. I don't know what podcast it is, but it's
something.
It's a podcast, and I think what I called the one that Lucas and I and Peyton did a while back was the world's most the world's like the world's worst podcast or something like that. Something adequate, because it was Lucas.
Well, it's a high bar to overcome.
I'm setting it as high as possible, but so I don't know what this is, but it's in correlation with the Lab and the Lab Inc. Okay, two channels on YouTube that hosted by yours truly.
Are we after dark? Is this after dark?
This will be on the After Dark channel, where I post like all the but it'll also be on like Spotify, same standard stuff. But anyway, I don't know if I should call it the No Big Deal podcast or not. I mean, I got drugged for that podcast.
For old time's sake, we should call it that. I even wore my merch.
I have no problem calling it that. I'm just saying that I just took a lot of heat for that podcast.
Yeah, we all did.
Which is fine. I mean, I didn't really. Everybody's so offended by everything now, and
True.
and like I was getting called a racist.
Unbelievable.
I was getting
You
called,
of all people.
of all people.
You're like 4 different races yourself.
And I have every other race in my family. But here's the thing: people do that thing. They say proximity is not a pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I have black kids, and then somebody was like,
No,
just because you have
not
black
good
kids, just because you have black, and I'm going, okay, do you know anybody with black kids that's racist? Like I'm still wondering. I know Thomas Jefferson maybe, but I don't know of anybody else.
He had black kids, didn't he?
Yeah, and I don't know if he was racist or not, nor do I care. What does it matter to me? It doesn't matter to me. But anyway, so we can call it whatever we want. It can be the, whatever, frig off podcast. Or how you doing over there, Anakin? How's everything? How's that reboot going?
Struggling.
I think that's your. Oh, there we go.
It's not turning on?
No. I'll figure it out, man.
What's that?
I'll figure it out.
Okay, well, turn your mic
He's
off.
an industrious young man. He'll figure it out.
Yeah. That when I think of Peyton, I think of industrious.
I'm technologically inclined.
When I think of Peyton, I think of technologically inclinedness. So, all right, I haven't told this story even on my show, like the live show yet, and I probably will at some point, probably after this podcast comes out. But my car got stolen out of my driveway the other day.
From your house?
From my house.
Which car? Because you had multiple cars at one point.
It's my Honda, my new
Okay.
Honda. And it got stolen at around 2 a.m. I was wide awake when it happened. And
You heard it turn on?
Not only did I hear it turn on, I ran after the person and ate shit in the road as they drove off. And then I turned over, I rolled onto my back, and I pulled my cell phone out of my pocket, and I called the cops while I laid there. Just defeated. To this, so anyway, so I call the cops, and credit to the cops, they actually found the car within an hour and a half, and it was
Dang.
fine. Like there was
I wouldn't have expected that.
no, not at all. But the thing was, I was the only active GTA in the city at the time, and it was 2 a.m. So not a lot, the town's not like that popping at 2 a.m. But anyway, they found my car. I got it back. But here's the thing. I couldn't get a ride to pick up my car because it was by the time they had found it, it was 3:30 in the morning. So I called my nephews. I called my sister. My sister works overnight. My nephew didn't pick up. I just said, as long as it's found and then tow it to, a tow yard,
Yeah.
I'll come get it tomorrow. Well, little did I know.
The cops won't just take you to your car?
That's the thing. The cop said, sometimes we'll give you a ride. But by the time they found it, I asked the dispatch lady, I said, well, can I get a ride to my car? And she was like, sorry, we don't have anybody available. So then in hindsight, but I didn't know this. So I even asked him, I said, well, what's the tow fee? And he goes, oh, I don't know. He goes, we don't charge you. The police department doesn't charge, for that.
It's like a third party.
Well, I go, so I take that as there's no charge. That's not what that meant.
I would not think so.
There's a charge. So my car gets stolen from my driveway. And by the way, people are going to, did you leave your car unlocked? Shut up. It was in my driveway. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I made some mistakes here. Okay.
You did leave it unlocked is what you're saying.
Of course I did. Not only did I leave it unlocked, the friggin' key fob was in there because I couldn't find it. And some tweaker sits down in my car and starts it with the push.
I've seen that in movies before. In movies, they'll get in a car and they'll bring down the thing and the key will just fall out. I didn't know that was a real life thing though. People just leave the keys in the car.
I'm telling you, I went out there to find my key, and I couldn't find it, and it was under the seat. So anyway, I walk in the house.
So he just got lucky. The tweaker got lucky.
Got lucky. I think. I hope. I I don't know. But anyway, I got it back. And
So
but-
when they found it, it was just like abandoned. The guy wasn't
no,
in
they
there?
found the guy.
Oh,
Yeah. He had a knife on him.
a knife.
But-
That's nothing.
Well, I mean, it's something if you open the car door and he stabs you with it. Because I'm telling you, Ryan, I was about 3 feet away from my door when I ate, because I was going to rip that person out of the car.
So when you exited the door to go outside, the car was still in the driveway. So but it was on, right?
Well, no, it was backing out.
Okay.
And Peyton, like in the front yard, there's this big like divot where like my knee hit, and then I skid a little bit like onto the pavement, and like my shirt was all like, it looked like I slid
Tattered.
Yeah, it looked like I slid into like first base. Peyton, are you there?
Still here.
How's that going over there?
Not good.
Okay,
I think
so
this computer's doomed.
all right, okay, so if I was to do this podcast without him, like, and I say, hey, you know, Ryan and I, we were doing a podcast, he'd lose his shit. I gave this guy an hour notice. Like, hey, we're going to do a podcast.
Okay.
And this is where we're at in the game.
That's why he gets paid the big producer bucks.
I'm
So
still
he'll make
on.
it up.
What, Peyton?
I'm still on.
Yeah, not really. You sound like you're in a porta potty.
Okay.
Guy's got a professional mic and a computer and a soundboard in his room. He's got everything, and he's using his phone right now.
Well, I don't have any other choice.
Well, no, you do.
No,
Sometimes things go awry.
Oh, you're telling me my car
More than
just got
often.
stolen. Oh, but that's not even the best part. When I say best part, I don't mean it that this is the best part, but so I had to pay $435 to get my car back.
435.
$435 to the tow company.
Man.
My car gets stolen,
Yeah.
and I end up owing $435.
There's no justice in the world.
You know, well, that's true. And what I was thinking is, and I noted that reference is from Jeremiah.
Monte Ellis.
No justice if he doesn't make the All-Star team. Like he's talking about like the kids in Uganda. There's no justice in the world if Monte Ellis doesn't make the NBA All-Star team. The Ugandans are you know screwed, and so are all the refugees around the world. That's what he was referring to. He would be so upset that all these tragedies in the world. What kind of an asshole? But that's Tony. My favorite was when he would just. And this is your old roommate that we're talking about. That
You have many favorites, not just one.
Well, but you absolutely despised him or living with him. I don't know if you despised him, but you didn't like living with him. But Peyton, sometimes
I hope he sees this actually. Like I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but I've been trying to get in touch with him for like 20 years. He's got no phone number, no social media presence. I don't know where he is. I want to reconnect with him.
I think he wants to leave a small carbon footprint.
Maybe, I don't know. I hear rumors about him, but I haven't put this job in your hands. Like I think you're still in the same vicinity as him.
I can't
You
find
need to
him.
find him for me.
I can't find him.
Man.
I've even reached out to people that we know that know him mutually, and they don't know where he is. He may be dead.
No way.
Yes, way. There's a way. You think you'd
His
have
brother,
heard?
maybe, but not him.
Optics?
Yeah.
Megamind?
Tony did teach me a valuable lesson about roommates, though, because I loved the guy. I was good friends with him, but living with him, it just ruined the relationship. And I don't know. If
No, it
this
only
happened
ruined
if-
the relationship on your side. He loved it.
Oh yeah, because I'm very clean. I'm a great roommate, but yeah, I didn't want to see like he would like roll blunts out into like the trash can. I'd open the trash can, there'd just be like blunt shavings.
Right. That's normal.
Is
Working
it?
at Applebee's. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, I had to heat up a lot of mash today.
Dude, he might still be working there.
No, there's no way. But so I had to pay that $435. Okay. And
Wait, before you get into this, so insurance I know covers when your car is stolen, you can't get it back. but they don't cover like the cost from getting a car stolen.
Well,
like insurance doesn't pay that.
So I have to submit it to them, but they could very well say, "Well, you're dumb. You left your key, and you're."
Just don't say that part.
I already said it to the police officer.
Dang.
So and now I just admitted it on a podcast. I don't want to go to jail. Or do I? I don't know. I don't care at this point anymore. But I was thinking somehow our society has made it to where if a tragedy happens in your life, you owe money. Like if someone dies, you have to pay for that. You have to pay for somebody dying.
Yeah, it's just giving you like a bill. Like when
Weird.
somebody dies, that's essentially handing you a large bill.
Big time. And then but then people will say, well, like, oh, but you can get life insurance and this, and you can so you have to make payments to die. You know, it's just weird to me.
The system is messed up, isn't it?
I think so. I mean, in what world would someone's car get stolen? Sans if they forgot the key fob and left their car.
We don't need to get into that part.
But
you're the victim here.
I'm the victim. And I had to pay money to get my car back.
I mean, you could just say that you don't have any money. Like, what if somebody with no money gets their car stolen?
Then you don't get your car back until you can pay it.
Fascinating.
But that's what I'm saying is that, like, people like funerals cost a lot of money, right? So you would think that our culture would be like, you know what, we can skip Peyton. By the way, how's that computer thing going over there, bud?
I've given up on that.
Man.
What's that?
Maybe we just shouldn't talk about it.
Okay. So we'll
It's
check
not
back in
working
with you
out.
in a few minutes. So like you think our society would be like, you know what, maybe we could cut out the potluck, you know, or the roses and all that because they're so expensive as it is. The only thing you get when somebody dies besides a big bill is people bring food to your house that usually goes to waste. And then, you know, but they say the average funeral is 10 grand, 10 grand.
But to play the devil's advocate here, doesn't it only cost money because it costs money to put on? So like, I don't know how much of a profit the person that's putting on your funeral is making. They have to pay to get everything up and running.
Do you think that funeral parlors aren't for profit?
A little profit. They probably operate on some small margins, I would think.
Small margins.
But like to go back to the when your car was towed, they pay rent to have like a parking lot where they can put cars. Each of those spots costs a certain amount of money to upkeep per month. So when your car is in there, you're costing them money because that's something. So you have to pay to take over that. I'm on their side here.
Well, okay. So let me respond to that. I don't think that driving so from wherever the tow company it's 1.5 miles. Okay. So they drive 1.5 miles. They have some driver go out there in the middle of the night, pick the truck up. They have an on-call guy, by the way, right? Everything's more expensive at night. There is no way that they took on $435 in charges just by going to pick up my car and putting it in.
This man who picked up your car is getting paid. So
fine,
his company has to pay. But where's they going to get that money?
What does it take an hour? What does it take an hour at the most? It doesn't even take an hour. Okay, so say this guy gets paid $100 an hour. Okay. Then let's throw in $50 for fuel. Then let's throw in another $30 or whatever, $50 for wear and tear. Let's throw in another $50 to house it overnight. We're at $250. Okay. Like that's a lot of money. Now double that. Why? How like you want to turn a profit? Fine. But like, there's no way that they took on $435.
So you just want to live in a communist society. You want everything to be paid for.
No, what I want is when something like that happens, like how does a tow company, like how would you feel like, basically they got you by the balls. Like you have to do it.
Okay. Yeah, there's no escape.
Right. And
They
so
have the collateral in your
they can
car.
charge whatever they want.
It's
And
like, yeah, it's like hospitals.
Correct. So I don't mind paying for what I needed. You know, look, I paid it anyway. What else am I going to do? But what all I'm saying is,
So what is the dollar amount that you would have said would have been acceptable? Like if they were to charge 200, you would have been like, oh yeah, that's about right.
no, I wouldn't have been fine with that either. But I do know that I would have been like, well, yeah, that's a lot, but you know, whatever. 400 is baffling. 435 or $440, that's baffling to me.
What I would do in that situation, if it costs $435, I would take $435 and place a sports bet either on NFL or college football, double up my money, and then I would pay with only the profit. So essentially it would be free.
What if you lose?
Well, I mean, I rarely lose. I'm on the cusp of becoming a professional.
Peyton, is that a good idea? What do you
gambler.
think? Do you think that would have been a good idea?
I mean, it sounds like Ryan is just on top of his game. So
this is how I kind of set up all my purchases. When I see kind of a big purchase on the horizon, I plan out, all right, I'm going to bet, I have to bet this amount of money to get this amount of money in profit. And then it just becomes like everything is free. Like, oh, I got to buy Peyton a new computer. You know, it costs $1,500.
Yeah, that's not
how am I going to get $1,500 of profit through sports betting? And then it'll just be free because I'm not even using my money. I'm using the casino's money.
Right. Unless
it's
you
really
lose.
kind of a cheat code in life.
Unless you lose.
That's
which I'm sure you do.
I have before, yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So then you're out money.
Yes.
So basically, you're probably at the most breaking even.
Like this game right now, Texas,
you have money
Alabama.
on the game.
I do. And
He's
I'm
a
going to win. I
degenerate.
I haven't looked at the score in like 20 minutes. I had Texas +7. So right here, if you would have just put all your money on Texas +7 over Alabama to cover that toe expense.
Alabama's going to lose?
Alabama's down by 10.
How many minutes left?
It's the fourth. There's like 8 minutes in the fourth.
And it's not over.
Well, I bet Texas +7, so they could lose by 6 and I still win. And Texas is up by 10.
They're going to lose by 14. But
I'm telling you, not a lot of people know about this. It's like
No,
kind of
I
like
think
a life cheat code.
It's not a life cheat code because the same people that have thought about that are the same people that go to the soup kitchen. I mean, this isn't what you're saying isn't a new idea. People have been doing it, but the problem is what happens is you start chasing the dragon, okay? And then you're a degenerate who gambled away your child's college fund.
Yes, but there's one kind of caveat to that, and I learned this from the great Artie Lang. You can always, like, what you do is when you lose, the next bet you bet double as much as before, and then you lose that, you bet double as much as before. Eventually, you're going to win, and you're going to be back to even. You keep doubling up your bets.
So just pay for the damn thing normally, and
you could do that too.
Yeah,
sure.
Right. So we're back at square one.
Or we could get some sponsorships. Who's sponsoring this episode tonight? We need some money coming into this podcast to pay for your towing. All right, sponsored by Google. Google.com/the-lab.
/AdSense. Google.com/ and I don't know what commercials they'll put in this. Probably really good ones like I don't know, hemorrhoid cream, stuff that like I would talk about. But whatever it is, but go ahead and buy it.
You have a target audience, and I would think that they're in the market for hemorrhoid cream.
I don't know if I have a target audience. I think that I'm kind of like I have a lot of different types that watch my show.
Every time I watch one of your live streams and I see like the people chatting on the side, I see like nothing but like chicks. Like chicks dig you. It's like
it's a majority of women, but it has actually started to expand to guys as well. The After Dark especially. Women are mostly like into true crime. They're like
the true crime junkies.
Yeah, but like the After Dark stuff, I mean, we get all kinds in there, dude. It gets hairy. There was some guy in there the other day asking if I swing for his wife.
Well, I mean, you're an attractive young man.
I don't swing though.
No, but I mean, he doesn't know that, and all he sees is an attractive young man.
I had a little pineapple graphic with a bunch of it was mixed in with a ton of different stuff, and apparently an upside down pineapple means you're a swinger, but my pineapple wasn't upside down.
Huh?
You didn't know that?
I knew pineapple is good for, it's like a sexual enhancer.
I knew that you wouldn't be able to steer away from that.
Well, I mean, but it wasn't upside down is the point. So I think he was just looking for something.
Yeah, and yes, that's true. But anyway, he eventually got blocked from the channel. I think he was odd. But anyway, no, I wouldn't have been all right having to pay $1, but I would have understood I could understand $200. I do not understand the crazy overcharge. I don't, and it is an overcharge. I'm not saying that they shouldn't make money by using their equipment and their time to do whatever, but
I mean, I was just surprised they found it. So I would say you came out ahead.
So with that being said, the police department did an awesome job. I mean, I think like 6 officers responded. They were searching the area. They came out to my house. They took the report. Within an hour and a half, it was found. So in the grand scheme of things, the money, the $435, they could have set my car on fire or I never found it again. And so in the grand scheme of things, let me pause this. So Peyton, how's the motherboard sounding over there? Is everything, are you getting it fixed?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think this computer's done for.
What kind of a producer? I don't get it, man.
It was working fine like yesterday.
Yeah, I know. And you were using it for dumb stuff yesterday.
Like,
I don't know, probably Sims.
Okay. No, you don't know.
Dude, so check, Ryan, I don't know if you know about this, but Ronell and I, Peyton deleted his child on The Sims.
It's just such a lie that never happened.
Okay, then you tell it your way. Then you tell me the real story, and I'll never say it wrong again.
None of that happened. Like, no child was ever deleted.
Did you have a child on Sims?
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Stayed where it's supposed to. In-game world.
In the cloud.
Hey, he's alive and well.
In the cloud. Deleted.
Could you bring the game back up and we can check the status of that child?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Well, then I'll need a full report on that. And then when that happens, then I'll stop telling the story the right way. But he digitally aborted his child.
No, man.
That's homicide.
That's a fact if I've ever heard one.
She's looking good. Some photos resurfaced of her.
Yeah. Great.
Did you see it?
No. Did I see photos?
I sent them to you.
I didn't. I rarely respond to your texts.
Yeah, I know. And when you do, it takes you a day or so.
I'm busy. I'm not that busy. I always have my phone on silent, so I never see when anybody texts. I don't like texting.
Yeah, you always have it. Every time I text you, it says notifications are silenced.
Do you say notify anyway?
Yeah, always.
Why do you do that? Why do you guys do that? I have it silenced for a reason. People get so mad because they're like, dude, I've been calling you, and it just goes straight to voicemail. I'm like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, you use your phone like a pager. It's not like
I use my phone when I want to use it, no other reason. And typically I use my phone for only watching stuff.
So it's like an iPad that can also call.
If somebody needs to call, there are certain people that I have on the emergency bypass. But other than that, if you're not on the emergency bypass, you can't even leave me a voicemail, I don't think.
So Peyton's on that list.
Yeah, only because he has medical issues.
Well, I mean, sometimes he's got to get a hold of his father.
And then Ronell's on there because, same reason. If something bad happens, Grandma's not on there. She's got a life alert.
What about Lucas?
Lucas is not on there. You're not on there. I think my sister's on there, but my nephews are not.
What about Shook?
Shook is not on there. I'm trying to think who else. My girlfriend Linda's on there.
Hey, that's my mom's name.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend, your mom. And then
Set myself up for that one.
sorry, in all honesty, I love your mother. She's a classy lady. Even though she had to flush my turd one time on accident.
She did. She flushed it twice.
Well, the first time it didn't go all the way down.
I mean,
Oh man.
it was a two flusher.
I had just a hole in the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a hole in the wall.
It was a hole in the
Yeah.
wall, and it was a solid. And I'm not sure why I didn't flush, but I know that I hadn't, and I was like planning on going back to flush.
Like, why?
I don't
though?
know. I don't know why. And and all of a sudden, like I hear your mom come home. She's like, "Hi, Simon," talking to the cat and all this stuff, right? And then she heads to her room. Their room's directly across from the bathroom.
right
Yours is
across.
right around the corner. We're in your room. So it's not a very big place. I loved that place, by the way. It was super cool. The living
you
room,
could hear everything going on. Yeah.
everything, dude. And I hear your mom go to the bathroom, and I was like, "Uh-oh." And the door's open, and she flushes the toilet, and she's like, "Oh, that didn't." And then she flushed it again. And I go, and I was sitting there, I looked at you, and I go, "Dude, I didn't flush the toilet." And you're like, "Why?" And I was like, I don't know. I think that I had taken too big of a, and there was no plunger.
I see.
So I was a little nervous.
Well, she didn't know it was from you. She could have thought it was me.
Oh, right. Okay. Sure. I'm only 100 pounds more than you. Dude, are we allowed to talk about like you having a kid?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
What's up with that?
Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's a horrible idea.
I know you
But
do. You told me about this.
what do you mean? Did I say this already?
Yeah, you've voiced your frustrations.
Dude,
His frustrations.
I'm
The
trying
very-
to figure out a name though. I don't know what to name the young
Joshua,
man. That's not even considering.
you
it.
need to name him Charles.
That's.
If it's
on
a
the
boy,
short
is it a
list.
boy?
Yeah.
It's got to be Charles, dude. It's got to be
Well,
Chuck.
it's either going to be. Well,
You
I
got to
said
put it
Char-
in there somewhere. You have to put
That's
your
what I
dad's
said.
name.
Charles is either going
He-
to be the first or middle name.
Yeah,
so it's
one
going
or
to be
the
in
other.
there. Yeah.
But he has to have his grandpa's middle name because Chuck, Ryan's dad, to the people that don't know, one of my idols, one of my favorite all-time people, passed suddenly one night. And the only reason I knew this is because Ryan called me, and he's never called me in his life. The only time he ever called me was tell me that his dad died.
That was the one time.
It was, yeah. And it was a terrible phone call. And I never respond to him anymore because I don't want to hear about his mom if that ever happens.
That would be the next call, I guess. I didn't even
Although,
call you.
yeah, but dude, Linda's like
Be a long time. Yeah.
I'll die before Linda.
Probably. Yeah.
So you'll be calling her.
She'll pick up too. She always picks up my calls.
Oh, I'm sure she does.
I'm on her list. Of,
Especially
like,
if
do not
now that
disturb.
she knows that you're having a child, she's probably scared to death for everybody in the house.
Everybody involved. I still live in like a tiny little studio apartment too. I probably need to get a bigger place.
Well, the problem with it is it wasn't that long ago that you didn't know that lunch meat didn't need to be cooked to make a sandwich. That worries me. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
You were like, I was like, I'm going to go make a sandwich. You're like, well, that's going to take a long time. I was like, why? You're like, don't you have to cook the meat? And I said, what do you mean? The lunch meat? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, no.
Well, also, I mean, the first apartment I ever had on my own, I was washing the dishes in the dishwasher for years without any soap because I thought soap was built into the dishwasher. I thought it was like
yes.
you load it, you hit start, and it's all like in the back end of the dishwasher.
You must
like,
have gotten that Bill Gates dishwasher, the built-in
like-
soap.
It was like 3 or 4 years, and then my mom mentioned it, and then I was like, "Yeah, what do you mean soap? Like it's in the dishwasher. I don't need soap."
But you were using hot water.
Yeah, I mean, it cleaned it a little bit. There's just no soap.
A little
hot
bit,
water
so
was
they'd
good
come
enough.
out dirty still?
Sometimes, like just a little bit, but I figured it out. Just like I figured that out, I'll figure out anything else down the line.
Like how to settle colic or something.
Yeah, I mean, I learned it as I go.
Well,
I'm
Yeah,
sure
I don't
that's
know.
what happened to you.
you know what, dude? I don't think I learned anything as I went. I'd like to say that I did, but pretty much I think it was just like it happened and I reacted.
So for your next one, you're not going to be more prepared.
I'm not having more kids. I'm done. I have 2 French bulldogs who take up just as, I swear to God, take up just as much time as kids. They are a handful. What I'm saying,
Aren't French bulldogs like? Don't they have a lot of health problems? Like they're super hard to keep like healthy.
yeah, like they're great, but
Well, when
Yes.
you take them to the vet, it should be free, just like when you get your car
no,
towed.
that's no. Don't try and make me out to be a communist or any. I have no problem paying the vet, even though they overcharge too. It's fine. I'd rather overpay for something like that than somebody stealing my car and then me paying to get it back. Getting my dog healthy seems like a whatever, you know. And by the way, I racked up $3.5 grand in the last 3 months from these dogs.
Like the expenses you've spent $3.5 grand on
From
them?
the vet, yes.
That's crazy.
Because my littlest dog, his eardrum exploded from an ear infection. So he had to be hospitalized overnight. And then the infection didn't go all the way away because they didn't give him the right panel of antibiotics. He had to be re-hospitalized 2.5 weeks ago and then intubated.
You know, I've always said that nobody ever knows how to do their job right. Like everybody messes up, but I would expect a vet to know what they're doing. But maybe there is no hope in the world.
Peyton, if you're
There's
going to
no
laugh,
justice in the world.
if you're going to
No
laugh, you
justice.
should have your mic unmuted.
Oh, you can hear me through the
I can
roof.
hear you through the wall, but I can't hear you in my headphones. How's your computer?
Yeah, I've kind of given up on that. I think I'm gonna
So
call
what's
my girlfriend
stop
after.
for a second.
Help.
What's going to happen is when this is over, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fix it for him. And then I'm going to tell him I love you and you're a good kid and you can live here as long as you need.
But
Yeah, what you're going to do to fix this is you're going to plug it in and then it's going to charge and then everything will be fine.
That's it.
yeah,
Everything-
there's just one little thing I'm missing. It's plugging it in.
Right. He said, I'm going to call my girlfriend after this.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
That's what he does, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's very handy. She's a great girl. She, if something needs to be done, I ask her to do it. Am I wrong?
She wears the
Peyton?
pants in the relationship.
Hey, calm down, all right?
Okay, whatever. So Ryan's having a baby. Lucas just had a baby. My children are grown and I'm going to be lonely in like 4 years. So I'm happy for you. How with that same breath, it's going to suck. The
Correct,
kid's going to
but-
crap every day,
Every day, yeah.
at
would
least
think so.
once.
Yeah.
And at first it just comes out all black and tarry.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
One time Lucas was changing the kid's diaper and the kid kicked him in the eye with the heel.
Like
of
his kid?
It was his girlfriend at the time's
Oh.
kid, and the kid kicked him in the eye, and he grabbed his eye and then dropped to his knees, and then the kid pissed
You
on
got
his head.
TKO'd
Well, then the kid pissed on his head.
just to add insult to injury.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
just called.
at that point it's a show of dominance. He's just saying like you got to know who's boss around here and it's
This
not
is
you.
my territories.
Exactly.
My territories.
My
Oh.
territories.
Did you say plural territories?
Yeah,
Is that what you did? Let's try and
Yeah.
call this guy.
territories.
I tried to call him. today. He didn't pick up.
Probably watching UFC.
I know
pay-per-view
that's
tonight.
exactly what he's doing. So,
So
has
you know
no-
he's by his phone.
Hello.
dude, I called you earlier and you didn't pick up.
I called you.
You called me back?
Yeah, I went like straight to it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit. Baby's waking up.
Great, dude. You woke the baby up. I don't think he can.
Yeah.
He can't hear you guys.
What do you
Oh.
mean?
Hold on. Just give me 1 second here. He's all, what do you mean? We're recording a podcast. With Ryan's here too, by the way.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah. We were just talking about you watching UFC. Hold on here. But I got my car back, by the way.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you like that? $435.
Someone stole your car.
Yeah, Ryan. When I told Ryan that, he was like, "Well, dude, you want to like you like communism or something? You gotta make money." Such an asshole thing. Shut up.
I don't know how it works, but
I'm just saying it shouldn't have. It didn't need to be that much. That much.
So if it was cut in half, you would have been fine with it?
Didn't give you a ride.
Yeah, that's the thing too. If the cop would have just came and gave me a ride, I wouldn't have had to pay.
I'm pretty sure they're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I feel
Like, isn't that part of the job?
I don't know. Lucas, can you hear me?
But
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear Ryan?
Oh. Hello.
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear Peyton?
But I got a bad feedback.
Hello.
He's got a bad feedback, boys. We were just calling to say hi anyway. And are you going for? And I don't want to hear who you want to win. I want to hear who you think's going to win. Strickland
Okay.
or Titty Izzy.
Titty Izzy.
But you want Strickland to win, I'm sure.
He hates Izzy.
More than anything.
But you don't think it'll happen?
I don't.
He looked really, really small compared to Izzy when I saw them.
Well, he's short, but
Izzy
he'll outweigh him.
Izzy is big. Like, I don't think people realize how big he actually is.
Shut up.
No, what do you mean? Shut up.
It's just like hyping Izzy up.
Is he not? Is he not large and thick?
No, he's like a stick.
No, he's not. That's what I'm saying. Is that you think he is because you're
He's
fat
got no
like
muscle.
me.
Yeah, he's skinny.
No, he's
Skinny?
got no muscle.
Yeah, he's skinny.
He knocked Alex Pereira out.
You can still be skinny while
So
knocking
that
somebody
doesn't
out.
mean anything.
It does. It means everything.
He has fast hands. That's it. He got
Fast
knocked
hands
out
that knock
twice
people
by
out.
Alex. So watch your
I
mouth.
would say that Sean O'Malley is skinny.
They're both
Yeah,
skinny.
Izzy's like the
Izzy's
same
on
build.
roids. How is he skinny?
Roids don't make you like
He doesn't look skinny to me.
he's skinny.
He looks super thick.
You don't remember when Paul Acosta was calling him skinny boy?
Yeah, and then Paul Acosta walked up to him and said, like, you're way thicker than I thought.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
That's the fight that Izzy grew the tip for, so maybe he
yeah,
did.
the titty Izzy. Didn't Strickland call him that?
Yeah, that's what he is.
Titty Izzy. I was watching your boy MMA Guru before. Looked like such a loser with his no hat.
That guy's tight.
Yeah,
He's
he looks
tight. Yeah,
terrible.
I like him. It's just like I like when people super chat him and say like you're fat and stuff. It's just the funny.
Yeah.
They like pay him to insult him and he reads it out loud. You're fat. He's like, thank you for your $2. It's kind of a he gets insulted, but he gets paid to be insulted too.
Yeah, it's okay.
He doesn't care about
it.
it, and he's racking up the money, by the way. But the funniest thing is like
he's the best.
he knows a lot for a guy who looks like he has never been in a fight in his life. He seems to know a little bit about it.
Yeah, he watches every fight all day long.
Yeah, that's why he's probably gonna die alone.
Oh my god.
Am I wrong?
That turned quickly.
Well, it took
I
him
think he
5
will,
years
too.
to get 100,000 followers, and then when he got close to 100,000
It's
followers,
like
huh?
It's hard to. He's just talking about. So it's
very
like hard to
niche.
get a lot of followers.
It's the biggest sport in the world is what it is, with the biggest following.
What?
UFC is the most popular sport in the world right now.
No way.
What's more popular?
That can't be true.
Tell me what's
I
more
would
popular.
say that like probably cricket is probably more popular.
All over the world, cricket's the most popular game.
well, soccer and then probably cricket.
I would say soccer probably, but how many?
And
What
then,
do you
like,
think does
football.
bigger draws? Honestly, American soccer or the UFC?
Oh well, American sport.
That's what I'm saying all over the world. It's the biggest sport all over the world combined. It's the most followed. Nobody
No.
cares about soccer here.
Yeah, but why do you
No,
keep going
but
back and forth between
I don't
world
really-
and country?
I
It's not the. It's not.
did
the
I
most
say
popular
country?
sport.
I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, but you said nobody cares about it here. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
It
like,
does
who
matter because
watches
the
it? Like,
United
people
States
in
is a very
India
populated
watch-
country.
Also, American
I don't even know
football
what's going
is more
on.
popular than UFC, and world football is more popular than UFC.
Okay, I'm going to let you
Yeah.
go, Lucas, but I want you to give Ryan a possible name for his child, since you totally screwed me out of. And by the way, Ryan, Lucas's son was born a day after me, and he promised me that if the kid was born on my birthday, he would have named it after me. He held her back from getting induced until
Yeah.
later that day. So he didn't have to name his child after me.
That's not really.
She's like,
true,
I need to
but-
go to the hospital. I need to go to the hospital. And Lucas is like, no.
One more day.
Wait.
One more day.
No, he didn't even make her wait a day. That's how somehow Lucas knew she was going to be in labor for a little bit. So he kind of he made a game out of it. He's like, we'll go at like 9 tonight, so you
Yeah.
only have 3 hours. Maybe you'll get there, but probably you'll have the kid tomorrow.
He didn't break the rules. He got it in.
He broke the rules, dude. Nature was calling and she was ready.
What are some names that are on the table?
Well, Charles.
That's like that Charles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
Dude,
That's
Lucas
a great name.
Lucas named his kid's middle name after his dad's middle name, Roscoe.
That's tight. I like that.
Yeah, mine's Ross. So had to go.
You just had to throw
Keep
the
it in
O
the
on there,
family.
dude.
It's like Roscoe Dash.
I haven't heard that name in 12 years.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'll ever hear it again after this. Roscoe Dash. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Lucas? What about Joshua Charles or Charles Joshua is really good. That's
I don't
strong.
know. If you really want
One day,
people to
one of
name
my
their
friends
kids
is going
after
to
you.
name their child after me, whether I
It's
have to
coming down the line.
pay them or not. The problem is I have friends that haven't got with chicks until later in life because the chicks hated them. And
Right.
so that now you guys aren't going to have as many kids as you probably should have. And I'm going to get cheated out of a name because
Well-
my friends are losers.
Well, you still got Puma.
You could,
Puma might name his kid. after you.
Puma's never going to have a child because he's never had a girlfriend that I've known.
yeah, but guys can have kids like way late in
You know
life.
what? That's true. But you know what Puma, Al Pacino just had one. He's 82. You know what Puma
Did
told me
Larry
one time?
King have one when he was like 80?
Yeah, he had twins.
Yeah.
Puma one time told me, and it's always stuck with me and always depressed me, that he says, just remember, ultimately, life is meaningless. and he said it to me with a straight face.
Yeah, he wasn't joking.
And then when Matt died, I was real worried about him, dude. Like for real. But it was like he just kind of kept, it was just kind of him.
Yeah, he kept it going.
Yeah.
Kept it moving.
Does he have a girlfriend?
I think so. I don't know.
Like she lives with him and stuff?
I don't know about that. I say no to that. No,
Because he's not going to have any kids.
because I talk to him.
Why
Daily,
don't you
but
just
we
have
don't-
another
we don't-
kid?
We don't
No.
talk about anything like real life.
Well,
Just
who
all,
am I
like,
going to have
fantasy
another
baseball
kid
and
with?
stuff.
I'm old, bro.
You can have another kid.
I could, but like,
Dude, you got like you literally have like 25, 30 more years where you could have a kid.
I don't, 30 more years. So in 30 years, I'll be 68.
I mean, you
Yeah, you can
that's cutting
definitely.
it. You could have one in your late 50s without really any problem at all. Once you hit 60, it starts getting more difficult. But having one at like 58, 59 is like no
I didn't
issue
like
at all.
playing
I'd be
catch with my
40
kids
years
in my
older than my
20s.
brother.
Yeah, but you have older kids now that can play catch.
Peyton doesn't like playing. Peyton doesn't like to do anything.
Dude.
Just likes to play Sims, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even play Sims anymore.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
right.
He
No, I
aborted
don't.
your child.
Oh my god! And now Lucas is here, so he can.
No, wait. Okay, Lucas, I know you got to go because you got a kid and all that because you had kids late in life and you were desperate to find a girlfriend and you found one and she loves you. And I'm really happy for you that you left everybody and all your friends and everything. Anyway, moving on. So the
Oh
point
my!
of this is that we were at Daryl's house for one of those barbecues, Labor Day, but one of the most infamous ones that I was going to tell Ryan about was when Daryl accused Lucas of stealing his underwear
Yeah, he did.
in front of
That's
everybody.
a big accusation.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was like I had all my friends over for the UFC fights. And then he comes out in the living room and was like, "You steal my underwear again, son?"
Yeah, he's packing for a trip. He was packing for a trip.
And not only did he accuse me of stealing his underwear, but he said again.
Again,
It's a
This
normal
is-
thing.
this is how he said it. Did you steal my underwear again, son? And then Lucas goes, again. And by the way, Lucas has lost a lot of weight since then. Lucas was pushing 3 bills at the time. Daryl's 180 wet. Imagine putting those underwear on. They''d suck right up his butt like a G-string. And so anyway, the night's going on, right? Because the only reason that this got brought to everybody's attention is Michelle, Daryl's wife, Lucas's mom, came out in the living room with a bunch of people, and she says, "Daryl, where are all your underwear? I can't find them." So
announcing
Daryl's
it.
quiet for like 30 minutes thinking about where they could be. And the
That's all he
first
came up with
thought
was
that he
he
comes
was
up with, he
stealing
turns to Lucas and says, You stealing my underwear again, son?"
Well, I think he just wanted to take the heat off him. He just wanted to throw it on Lucas.
Right, because she was trying to pack him. So anyway, later on in the night, everybody's tired. The main event's like about to start. It's dark. He's in the kitchen, he's just kind of picking through the food that's like left there. I wander in there to get something to drink, and he sees me. He's like, his hair's all messed up. He's half asleep, and he goes, "Lost all my underwear." I said, "Yeah, I know. I heard."
I heard.
And he goes, "I'm gonna have to pick some extra ones up at Walmart on the way out of town in case I have a blowout."
Jeez.
Wasn't joking. Was he kidding, Lucas?
It's not even remotely.
Sleamy pirate. All right, dude.
Sleamy
Well,
pirate.
I just wanted you to come say hi, and then I don't know, whatever.
Uh,
I'll be watching the main event. We'll be done here in a bit.
yeah, hopefully.
How
Sean
many
takes
more
him down.
fights?
What is it? It's 2 more after this. It's
Lucas.
such a shit card. I'm not even paying attention.
Lucas, is Stream East working, or do you have like a legit stream?
Oh, it's working.
It's working.
Great.
I was on it
Nice.
earlier.
Nice.
Stream East is a legit stream.
No,
Oh, you
I
mean
know
did he buy
sometimes
it?
well, I mean, you can't always count
All right,
on
I gotta
it.
go.
Sometimes,
Bye.
peace.
He always said, I gotta go. He ain't doing nothing. He's off work for a month. He took paternity leave like a woman.
I mean, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but he's not doing anything.
True.
And
doesn't
by
live
the
in a
way, he's
1960s
he's the
household
one
like me.
he's the one watching the kid.
Disappointing.
They're always co-sleeping together. It's fucking sick.
What does that mean?
Like I'll call him and he'll be like, "The baby's asleep," and I'm like, "So are you." Like sleeps when the baby sleeps.
Yeah.
My kid's going to beat the shit out of his kid in like 16 years.
Yeah, but here's the thing. His kid won't even care. Because we used to do that to Lucas and he didn't care. Did I ever tell you about the time I locked him in a dressing room?
I think I've heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally put like 10 racks up against it. So he couldn't crawl underneath. He couldn't crawl up over. I looked down. That's when he sat down on the floor in the dressing room. I could see him sit down and he goes, "You think this bothers me? I've been getting fucked with my whole life."
Yeah, I mean, you're right. He was probably used to it with his brother.
He
That
wasn't,
was
yeah,
nothing new to him.
he wasn't even, I saw Chris on Labor Day. He was wearing a Tupac shirt. That's fire, huh?
That is pretty fire.
Yeah. He's like,
Does he still work with Adam?
yeah.
That's also funny.
Adam just texted me a little bit ago. I never read it though.
About the Giants.
He's not on your list, dude.
He's not on my list, but somehow it showed up. So I got to look into that.
Yeah, that's bad.
I don't want people showing up that I don't. You want me to put you on the list?
I'd like to be. I'll text you more.
Okay, I'll put you on the
I
list.
feel, I feel like we've grown apart, and I don't like it.
What do you mean we've grown up? I think about that kind of stuff all the time. Of course we've grown apart, dude. We're almost 40 years old.
Yeah, but we don't need to.
We don't live in
like
the
a
same
cliche.
city anymore.
Yeah, so we can still talk.
I didn't say we couldn't.
We can still talk about like Mauricio Dubon and stuff.
I mean, you like him?
No, I just know you like the Giants.
He's not on the Giants. He's on the Astros.
I thought he was on the Giants.
Mauricio Dubon
That's
got
how out
traded.
of touch you guys are.
He was on the Giants, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Mauricio Dubon, like a backup second baseman 2 years ago for the Giants. We can talk about Mauricio Dubon. I don't know if he's getting a lot of playing time over Jose Altuve.
We can talk about Austin Slater. How about that?
I don't want to talk about Austin Slater. I would like to talk about what's his
Patrick
name?
Bates.
Marco Luciano.
Oh, okay. I think that's who I was thinking of when I said.
I think
first
you
name.
probably were. Because there's no reason to talk about Mauricio Dubon.
That is definitely who I was thinking of.
Yeah, you were thinking of the Giants' #1 prospect.
Yeah, I was.
And then they said, and Gabe Kapler sucks so bad that they just sent him down.
he's in good shape though.
I don't care. He's an idiot. Like he doesn't know baseball. He really doesn't, man. Like, he makes some of the dumbest moves. He over manages.
Yeah, he's so far into like the stats and the numbers that he wants to outsmart everybody.
And it
so
never
even
works.
if something's obvious to do, he does the opposite because he wants to like.
He doesn't let Lamont bat against left-handers. And he said, this is what he says. Lamont needs to get better at hitting left-handers. How the frig's he going to do that if he's not in the game? Let him take his lumps. Yeah. Lamont can put the bat on the ball, dude. Just because.
He's tight.
Yeah. Does he struggle against lefties? Yeah. Does he have power? Yeah. Do we want to pinch hit Austin Slater? What?
It's because he's not getting his reps in. That's why he's not good against lefties.
No, it's hard to hit lefty on lefty is a tough one. But,
how come we're not in a fantasy football league?
I don't like football anymore.
You don't even like the Steelers?
No,
Kenny Pickett?
Oh. I don't like football in general, though. Like, I like college football.
Yeah.
But I don't like regular football. I think it's like.
Remember when I gave you that USC jacket?
You didn't give me a USC jacket.
Yeah, I did.
I bought one from Foot Locker.
No, that USC jacket you had was mine.
No, it wasn't because it was a 3X.
I know. That's why I gave it to you.
I bought it because I worked at Foot Locker.
No. What you're thinking of is when I applied to work at Foot Locker with you, but you threw away my application. I think you're confusing two things. we need to get Ray on this podcast.
All right, let's get him. I'm sure he's not doing anything.
I don't know if he might be in prison. I'm not sure.
No, he's not. He actually, I saw him on Facebook the other day they did the kind of the like local stars for the McKinleyville Youth All-Star video. These are the three. These are the three they got. Ray.
Mo Purify.
Nope, not even. Ray, Soma. Wait a minute. And Will.
That's a trio right there.
And Will looks like Dave. Like he looks like his uncle.
Love it.
Matter of fact, and it was posted by Zach. Do you know who that is?
Yes, I do.
I don't want to say these people's like last names on the podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was posted by him, and it was actually. Dick Shook just posted on Facebook, and it says it's an hour ago. He's at some car show in Old Town, and it says, "Words can't explain how happy I was to see this car in the show." And he spelled "N" with just the letter N. And he said, "Cody and I used to sit there,
Cody,
talking about the day it would be running as kids, and he spelled B, just the letter B.
Hey, he texted me like this morning for the first time in like a year.
And
It was like the Venmo joke that Lucas made. And then I like said it back and he's all, LOL, you good at making any logos? I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Any logos? I was like, no. He's all, yeah, me neither. And then he like sent me one.
What?
oh, we're supposed to make him a video or a logo or
Oh, okay.
But he's launching a podcast.
no, he's launching a snow cone. He's launching a snow cone like a trolley.
I mean, that's
I heard
so
about that.
dude, that's so ridiculous that I know that it's true. Like,
like a
there's no way that's like
It's a shaved ice like
I
like
forgot
it's like a
there's
shaved
name
ice stand,
for
like a
it.
hot dog stand, but for shaved
Yeah.
ice.
There's a name for it. I forgot what
Dude,
it
he's
was.
an
And Sue said it
entrepreneur.
earlier.
Oh well, the one thing that
Vampire penguin, something like that.
yeah, vampire penguin. The one thing that I did, I was asked him because he was talking to me about it. He said, "I don't know why you would start this up as soon as summer was over." Like
Yeah, he
he's-
missed the window, didn't he?
yeah, you're gonna basically. I mean, nobody's gonna be buying shaved ice in the winter, which is not gonna
It's
happen.
not even that hot there to begin with, even in the summer.
Even in the summer, it's like 70s, a hot day, but it rains all the time in winter. And I'm not the last thing that I'm going to think about is I wake up in the morning, it's a downpour because of El Nino. Like I should go get some shaved ice today. So I just don't. But anyway, he'll be ready for the next season or whatever, and
Yeah,
you could probably
He's
fire
just
that
getting
up around spring, right?
He's just getting it done a little in advance, and he'll be ready.
Okay.
Why do you name it Vampire Penguin?
Yeah, what is it about?
I don't get it. He just threw two things together and was like, yeah, that
Yeah,
goes.
he went to like a website that gave you like snow cone cart like name generator. I just popped that out.
Yeah, he looked at like random name generators and then took one.
Do you guys really think that I know why he did that?
I mean, you're the one who's making a logo with him.
I'm not. He's asking you.
I thought you said you were making one.
I said we're supposed to,
Oh, but he came.
meaning
to me first.
you are supposed to.
I'm
And
not doing that.
like hell, you're not. You're going to do exactly what you're told to do.
I don't know how to make a logo.
Oh my God. This. Okay, well then he's not doing it. I'm doing it then. I thought you knew how to do stuff like that.
Make a logo?
Yeah, how hard could that be?
I don't know.
Ryan,
Hard
if
for
I was
me.
to say, hey, can you make a logo? Could you make a logo?
I could. I'd go to Fiverr.com.
Fiverr?
Yeah, you ever heard of that site?
No.
Dude, it's just a website where you can get like people from India to do little like tasks for you for like cheap. You feel like you need a website, they'll make you a website for like $5. Like they'll make a
AI,
logo
I'm
for,
looking
like,
at it
$5.
right now. AI artist, logo design,
Yeah, they-
WordPress,
Dude, it's cheap.
voiceover, the best part, everything.
Voiceover.
Dude, they'll do everything.
Graphics, digital marketing, writing and translation. So like if
Yeah,
I have a
before-
video, you're telling me that they'll put like closed captioning on my video for me?
Yeah, yeah. When I was trying to get my OnlyFans business up and running, like I was gonna pay like some people off that website to do like all the chatting, so like the girls didn't have to. And then like you'd think you'd be like talking to like my girl, but it was just some like dude in India that was like chatting as her, and I was gonna pay him like $5 an hour.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
That's
I've
called
heard of a lot of
ingenuity.
I've heard of a lot of stupid stuff too.
That's called thinking ahead.
It's not, but whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's not
Thinking
called anything.
ahead.
What?
That's called thinking ahead.
It's not called thinking ahead.
Uh-huh.
Okay, whatever. I'm not going to argue with you about it. What's going on with your computer?
Dude, I think things are doomed.
All right. Well, we've kicked this around long enough. Peyton has me depressed, and now I got to
right.
go check out this website, Fiverr.com.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
have
if I
them
can
do
get
like
my
your,
computer
you
up
could have
and
them
running, I
do
will.
like your YouTube thumbnails. You could have them do anything.
For $5, I do them myself.
I know, but you could have like a professional.
I know
person do
how
it.
to create a logo.
Well, then you don't need it. It's for people
Correct.
that don't know how to do it.
Right. Well, and you guys should know how to do that too.
How?
You've never heard of clip art in your ever.
I've heard of it.
You don't know how to just arrange something. It's really not that I mean, I don't know. Well, maybe I did it. I mean, I did do a lot of that, but you would think that a 19-year-old would know how to do that.
I've just never really like wanted to make a logo, so
Never needed a logo?
no, and I hope I never need one.
I hope I never need one.
Yeah, because
Oh,
I don't want to try and
Way to
make
go,
one.
dude. Be like, oh, I have a brand, but I don't need a logo.
He just wants to be a contrarian.
He like really makes me mad sometimes.
How? What have I
How?
done today that made you mad?
Well,
Your computer.
if to be
Well, that
honest
shouldn't
with
make
you,
him
if I
mad.
go in there and I get your computer on relatively easily, I'm going to be pissed off about it.
Oh, okay.
And you know that there's a good chance that that's going to happen, and we'll pick it up on the next episode. But you
All right.
know that there's a good chance that I'm going to go in there and your computer's going to fire right up.
God, I hope so.
Okay, so
Yeah,
be a
that would be good
relief.
news.
it'll
Yeah,
be
that'd
good.
be a
It'll
big
be
relief
good
in my
news
life.
for him, bad news for me, because my eye's going to twitch, and I'm going to inevitably say something that he'll bring up 5 years down the road and say, "Remember when you said that I'm worthless?"
You've already done that once.
Maybe in a fit of rage once, I got mad at him and said, "You're useless." But
I
like,
was just in the moment
didn't your dad say stuff like that to you?
all the time. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He was
dude.
just trying to motivate me.
My grandpa
I'm
used
just
to say
gonna-
all
I
the
just
time, "What do
hold
I got to
every-
wet nurse you?"
I just hold everything against him. That's all I'm doing.
You ever heard
Just
that
hold
one,
it
wet
against him.
nurse?
No, I've never heard that one.
Yeah, wet nurse. It's like when you take care of like a baby.
Oh.
So he'd be like, "What do I got to wet nurse you?" And I told Peyton, I go, "Dude, you're useless." And he's like, "Thanks a lot."
I'm just
Soft
trying to make you feel
generation.
bad.
No, you're not. It hurt your feelings.
Well, I mean,
But I was
Sure.
upset, and then I said sorry. And then like 3 years later, he's like, "Dude, you remember when you called me useless?" But I don't think you're useless. I know you are. Just kidding. Just kidding. Peyton is a great young man, very talented, I think, at something that we'll find out maybe someday.
He's going to be an audio engineer.
maybe 20 years down the road, we'll find something.
He's going to
that
be a
I'm
computer repairman.
starting today when Dad plugs in the computer and it
If
turns
dude, $5 says like the outlet's broke or something. Like he just didn't. He didn't go about. He's one of those people. Like if they say, "Hey, like your cat has like terminal cancer," he's like, "All right, throw it in the trash."
on. What?
Instead of like, "Can I get a second opinion?"
I wouldn't ask for a second opinion.
I know you wouldn't.
I
You
think.
put your cat down sight unseen,
Well,
and then they'd go,
no.
"Oh wait, we got the test results 2 weeks later. It actually just swallowed some radiation. It's actually going to be fine." "Oh wait, you what? You euthanized it already? Okay. Well, this isn't Sims."
Whatever, dude.
Anti-abortion, my ass.
I am.
Bull.
I don't want to talk about this. Not with
Digitally.
you.
you're not.
Not
I don't
with
want to
you.
talk about this. What do you mean you don't want to talk about this? What do you mean? We're not allowed to talk about it?
I can't talk about abortion or aborting Sims babies.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't want to talk about aborting Sims babies. I mean, we can talk about abortion if you want.
Why are you getting all weird?
I just don't want to talk about
Calm
aborting
down,
babies.
Tucker Carlson.
That guy's my hero.
You're getting a little amped up on me here. I know abortion means a lot to you. Why, I don't know. Why, I don't care. Yeah, I don't know, man. So Joshua Charles or Charles Joshua?
One or the other.
Are those two set in stone?
No. Well, hopefully, but probably not. What about Linda Charles Joshua? Linda would be a fire name for a dude.
That would be. I could like set a trend.
Yeah. My son's future gay trend.
Yeah, I'd be putting them on a bad
You know what I
start,
told
think.
Peyton the other day? And I don't know if I'll edit this out of the podcast or not, but I did say
It's gonna be good.
and the other one still has a chance to go to heaven. He was offended by that.
I
Huh?
laugh. You're just making stuff up. No, he's lying because I laughed at that.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, so you're lying.
I was joking, not lying.
Oh, okay.
That's the kind
That's
of
what you have
Rain
to
Man,
deal with.
That's the kind of Rain Man stuff we're dealing with. And by the way, get ready because I'm coming in that control room in a minute. I'm plugging that computer and turning it on. And when it does, inevitably, I'm going to mock you, and then I get a free kick in the balls. Remember?
Fine.
Okay. Ryan, thanks for being here. Let's do it again soon.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Just stand up. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right.